好的好的，这个是BSL 的主办人Zero，好像是我记得是波兰的 Zero 选手。好的。
你好，你好。
Welcome. Hello, Mr. Mihu.
Sure.
Nice to meet you. And nice to have you here on in the interview. So maybe I will just ask the same question as to Mr. Prettigel. Can you say some words about you? What's your history of StarCraft? How did you start, and how did you learn about BSL? And what's some words about you, so we the foreigner fans will have opportunity to get to know you a little bit more.
这个首先非常感谢你能够来这个参加 BSL，也大家也非常期待这个中国选手能在BSL 精彩的表现。那么Zero 想先问一下迷糊你的这个，比如说能不能给一下这个一个自我介绍呢？比如说为什么打星际，什么时候开始打的星际，以及这个为什么坚持下去，然后大概这样的对自己的星际生涯的一个大致介绍。
行，可以，我简单说一下吧。我是那个89年出生的，然后星际是98年出的。那时候，因为我小时候比较贪玩嘛，喜欢玩游戏。一开始是玩街机，然后后来有电脑之后呢，就去那个电脑室玩游戏嘛。然后就是星际出来之后，就是跟着那个大人在大人屁股后面在那里跟他们一起玩嘛，就是。反正就是玩过星际之后就不怎么玩别的游戏了，就是被这个游戏吸引到了。然后因为年纪小，然后就是可能就是放假呀、周末的时候才能去玩，断断续续的，就是一直玩到上高中，高中毕业我就去参军了。参军之后，然后回来之后那是2010年了，2010年，还一直玩到现在嘛，就反正很多年了，断断续续的。就是被星际这个游戏所吸引嘛，别的游戏都不玩了，玩过星际，别的游戏都不玩了，大概就是这样。
了解。2010年大概回来的，当完兵回来的是吧？2010。
对，2010年。
了解。那么这个我先翻译一下。So we'll probably let's do this. It's a pretty long question, so let's do it
Okay,
part by
that's
part.
great.
So
That's great. Sorry for that.
a general, basic introduction from Mihu. So Mihu was born in 1989, and StarCraft was created in 1998. So Mihu's always been like a gaming fan since he was a kid, and so he actually began playing games since primary school, mostly on arcade kind of gaming. But then when computers became like a more popular thing and net cafes came into existence, Mihu began to play StarCraft. He would go to net cafes and play StarCraft with the adults during summer breaks, school breaks, etc. And that he continued to play StarCraft until high school, because basically what he would describe StarCraft as that game that if you started playing you can't stop, and no other game could replace it. That kind of feeling. So after Mihu graduated from high school, he went to enlist in the military. So he stopped playing between that time, and it's only after he returned from the military by 2010 that's when he resumed playing the game, like taking the game seriously, playing the game seriously, because it's addictive. Yeah, you can't give it up once you pick it up. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go with the second part.
Okay.
Mihu 先生，然后sorry, should I go on?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah. 然后 Zero 想问你这个。你是怎么得知 BSL 这个比赛的？以前是否了解有这个 BSL 这个比赛吗？然后以及你觉得这个对自己在 BSL 的这个参赛的要求或者这个标准是怎么样？你想是觉得夺冠呐，这个还是怎么样？怎么样算一个满意的一个结果？BSL 参赛这一次。
以前之前就是我这届没参加之前也听说过有 BSL，也在网上面就是看到过视频，但是国内没有那边的直播，所以呢也不是很了解。这次主要还是那个就是靠你们就是帮我们交流嘛，不然的话我们也很困难参加，就是挺感谢的。这次比赛的就是心里就是希望吧，希望能进前3吧，进前3就是达成自己的目标，就是尽量打好一点。
好，了解了解。So Mihu has heard of BSL before. He's aware of videos and watched some previous games, BSL games. But the problem is, since they can't, Chinese viewers aren't able to view the live stream, so he was never really too fully aware of how the BSL games go and how to participate. So Mihu actually said it. He was only introduced to BSL and was able to participate because uh, who was the yeah Bobo.
Oh, yeah.
What was his name again? Bobo. Yeah. Yeah, Bobo and Bobo to me. So
Uncle Tos for me.
we sort of yeah, Uncle Tuss. Yeah, so basically, Mihu only got the opportunity to participate because we set up a few games between foreign players, and that made it possible for for the two sides to coordinate and organize some games, and that Mihu was also very grateful. He's very grateful. He's very excited, very thankful for the opportunity. So for the expectations, he's at, so he says he's actually pretty anxious because he doesn't know much about the other players, but he would be satisfied with like a top 3, so he would strive to do his best to enter the top 3, but that would be his goal. Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty satisfying. That's pretty interesting. That during the 21st century, 2021, we are still dependent on the LAN latency to be able to play or participate with each other. But I'm very happy as well that we are able to invite the best Chinese players. And I hope it will become a thing for future, because it's really interesting for us to see the show matches between you guys and the best foreigners. And do you have did you played some show matches against foreigners? How do you how would you judge? What score would you give to the foreigner players, judged by the players you played against?
Zero 这个 Zero 也觉得非常开心。现在这个虽然我们是2020年了，但是还是因为卡，所以这个游戏，我们等到2021年才能够解决一下这些网络，但是终于能够这个接通了，所以也非常开心有中国的顶尖高手可以跟其他的国际选手一起切磋。那么 Zero 想问你，这个你之前跟欧美的选手，比如Bonus 和 Dawid 打的时候，这个你觉得他们怎么样？实力如何？就你觉得如何评价这些选手啊？
我觉得就是在没接触之前啊，就是可能就是完全不会想到，就是说除了本国家还有韩国选手之外，有这么强的人。就是因为网络这个问题确实影响到我们就是交流吧，现在好多了。然后我觉得他们的实力应该在伯仲之间吧，主要还是看双方选手的这个准备还有发挥。
了解。So Mihu was actually quite surprised because I think just like Chao, he wasn't aware that StarCraft is still a pretty popular game outside of China and Korea, so he wasn't really expecting such good players like Bonnet and DeWalt. So he was very surprised when he played against him. So yeah, he generally speaking, I think Mihu, he believes that the top players from Europe, from the NA, etc., would probably be on par with the top players in China. So, you can't really expect what's going to happen. Maybe depends on the states of the players. If you had coffee, if you had a good sleep. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of unknowns, uncertainties. So yeah, so he's very excited, and yeah.
That's very nice. And like maybe Mr. Mihu has a different view on the current state of the StarCraft remaster in China. How did you guys how the StarCraft remaster launch influenced your scene? Like, did it help like really to gather players around and try to and enable you to make a StarCraft a big thing again? Or was it a big thing before the remaster? Like, was the launch a very important thing for the Chinese StarCraft fans?
Zero 想问这个星际重置版在这个国内发行的时候，对国内的星际界有没有非常大的影响呢？比如这个星际在重置版出来之前，是不是也是很火的一个游戏呢？还是说这个重置版这个发布了之后，才把这个星际又带火了？
星际在重置版出来之前，其实已经慢慢的没落了。就是说玩家数量就已经慢慢减少了，因为没有新鲜的血液嘛，没有年轻人啊，都是老玩家在坚持。但是老玩家他总会有事情，导致他没有办法一直去玩下去嘛，所以说人数一直越来越少。重置版出来有一个好处就是说，它整合了以前就是那些玩星际的有各种各样的平台嘛，就是人都分流出去了。重置版出来之后，它把人全整合在一起了，而且还可以就是说让那些老玩家嘛，就是已经不怎么玩的老玩家他又回来了。就是整体来说，就是对星际的帮助还是挺大的。但是星际在中国来说呢，它不是一个热门的游戏啊，就是已经是一个小众的游戏了。大概就是这样。
了解。Yeah, so before the release of StarCraft Remastered, StarCraft was actually like a declining game because there aren't enough new players, so it's mostly maintained by the older players. But older players would always always have to retire at some point in their careers. So the introduction of the remastered version of StarCraft brought a sort of like a benefits by connecting all of the different platforms. You've got Korean Fish Server, you've got iCup. In China, I think you've got several other platforms like LAN platforms.
Yeah.
So StarCraft Remaster was able to bring all of these players together onto one single ladder system, and that also helped with bringing the older players back. So it was a pretty beneficial thing that happened to the StarCraft scene in China. But overall, StarCraft isn't a really popular game, so it's a very niche kind of game in China as well. So the circle is overall not as big as other games in general. Yep.
Yeah, it's the similar thing in all over the world. Like, we are a very small community, which is actually in the similar state for many years. Maybe it's growing. Like, according to what I talked yesterday, during after the remaster, 2017 was the best year. Then 2018 was ish good, and then since 2018. Every year the number of games played by the foreigner players is increasing. So, but it's not very significant. Like, it's starting from a very small number, so it's not the big thing and the big factor. So I'm assuming that should be beneficial for all of us to maybe try to combine our scenes together.
这个 Zero 说，在国外的大家也都是普遍也都是这么认为，就是在这个17年重置版出来的时候，刚出来的时候，国外的这个恢复打星际的选手也 这个突然增加了。不过到了2018年之后，慢慢这个选手也还是有增加，这个星际圈有慢慢的增加。不过呢，也并不是很多，所以这个 Zero 这个国外选手他们也是觉得这个重置版是对星际有一个非常好的一个影响，就像你说的，把大家这个带到一起来，所以这个星际。整个大家星际社群还是非常开心，非常这个感激这个社群能够一起继续扩展，一起继续发展下去。
是的，我们都希望星际会越来越好，一直持续下去。
Yeah, so yeah, Mihu's he says everyone's also like in China. They're all also very hopeful that StarCraft would become better and better and grow, the community. So yeah.
Okay, so is Mihu aware what's his like the second nickname or how the foreigner fans are calling him?
What was the name? Was it Chinese Flash?
Yeah, it's the Chinese Flash. Is he aware that he has been called like this? Does he have this nickname in the foreigner scene?
Yeah. Actually, I'm not really sure he's aware, but I actually started calling him, calling him that in some of those some of those streams in Bonus game. So 迷糊这个 Zero 想问你，不知道这个你知不知道国外的选手看大家给你起的这个外号是中国 Flash。
这个外号就是我听了的话，就是感觉。有点不好意思啊，我觉得是因为这个名号这个实力太强了，我觉得我还是配不上的。
Yeah, so Mihu says he's a bit embarrassed, sort of like a little bit embarrassed by this, nickname, because he thinks Flash is just too strong of of a nickname. So he thinks he's not yet worthy of the nickname, but so it's quite embarrassing for him. He's not aware of it actually. Yeah.
Oh, but it's yet he's definitely one of the best Terrans we had the opportunity to see who is facing foreigner players. So that's definitely not too much. It's just a nickname, and it just show how the audience and fans are appreciating his skill.
这个结果说这个觉得他们这个海外都一致认为你是这个第一次这个海外选手们海外星际界第一次碰到的如此强的这个非韩的人族选手，是算是这个最强的非韩人族选手，所以他们觉得这个管你叫这个中国 Flash 完全不过分，而且也是这个表现了对这个选手海外粉丝对你的期待，对你的这个高度评价。
我只能感谢他们，加油吧。
Yeah, Mihu says thank you to all his fans, and he would be the only thing he could do is to try his best for his fans. Yeah. I guess he is a bit embarrassed.
No worries. That's a good sign. But okay. So to not make it too long, I wanted to ask what's the place where the foreigner fans can follow Mihu? What's where is he streaming? Does he have some kind of groups where people can join and maybe give him the applause? And what's the place where people can find him and see him stream and support him?
Zero 想问你这个，如果这个西方的选手想支持你啊，或者看你的这个有没有你的视频、你的直播，或者比如有没有你的这个赞助平台，如何赞助你的话，支持你的话，有没有你的链接、你的这个直播间、你的这个视频视频频道，或者我也不知道国内有没有类似 PayPal 或者这个 Patreon 之类的，就是如果想赞助你的话，怎么赞助你呢？有没有链接？可不可以发给这个 BSL 的主办方？因为在比赛的时候， 他们会把你的链接啊，你的这个个人的这些频道都给展示给这个有兴趣的粉丝，想支持你的粉丝。
不知道，我在那个斗鱼和那个抖音有开直播，不知道他们国外能不能看，这个我不清楚啊。而且他那个就是直播平台的礼物的话，就是他们充值的话，应该也挺麻烦的。我觉得还是就是精神上支持我就可以了，这个就也不用，就谢谢了。
了解。So Mihu has 2 different stream channels. One is called Dawid, which the other one is also the Chinese version of TikTok. So he's not sure if Western audiences would be able to access them, and also if they want to support him. It'll be pretty difficult to buy, I guess, those points or something that I've never used these never really used these stream platforms, but I suppose you have to buy some sort of stream
balloons or
currency
something like that
to support your. Yeah. So it's likely to be very difficult to buy those stream, currencies, tokens to support him. So Mihu, he said he's very grateful for his audience, and it's fine if it's difficult to support him like financially or anything, but he thinks like a spiritual support is enough, and he's very grateful that he's that's sort of like.
So we will also ask all
Sorry,
the foreigner.
it's a little bit late here. Yeah.
No problem. We will ask all the foreigner fans to send their energy to Mr. Mihu.
Yep. Awesome. 这个Zero 说会这个让所有你的粉丝给你这个发精神支持。可惜不是神族啊，是人族啊，神族。
感谢。
Yep. Thank you very much. Yep.
Yeah. Thank you very much, and good luck in your games. And thank you, Mr. Forblues, for the interview, Mr. Smolhasky. So thank you very much, guys, and that was a pleasure to have this interview.
Yep. Thank you very much as well. Yeah. Sorry if I was a little bit stammering. It's pretty late here. Yeah. 迷糊选手这个Zero 说非常感谢你能够参加这个比赛，非常感谢你能够来接受一下采访。那么大家也非常期待接下来的比赛，所以那个非常感谢我也有点
那我最后再说一句吧，就也是感谢的，就是反正也是非常感谢有机会参加这次比赛嘛，只是说现在的因为就是这个网络问题嘛，就是交流大家也方便了，就是跨国参加比赛也是第一次啊，就是也挺开心的，就是这样，大概就是这样。
Yep. Mihu says he's very happy to be able to play in an international tournament because it's his first time playing in the foreign tournaments, and because of previously because of internet issues it wasn't possible until now. So he's very excited, very grateful, and looking forward to an awesome game. So yeah,
we are looking forward for his games as well, and we hope it will make him even more popular, because all we care about is making all the StarCraft Super Gossus popular. So we are very happy to have the best Chinese representatives, and we were hoping that in future there will be more people who will participate from China. Maybe Mihu has some idea, if he has time to answer. Maybe he has some idea how to encourage the Chinese players to participate. Maybe there is in future seasons, and does he think it's possible?
Yeah. 这个 Zero 也是非常期待，非常这个激动，能够有中国的顶级高手来参加，因为这样能够把整个这个非韩星际界的最顶尖的高手都可以聚集在一起，那么对星际界的发展是非常好的一件事情。那么国外选手也非常期待，非常好奇，会不会有其他的这个比如除了你和乔哥哥之外的顶级 这个国人选手来参加这个 BSL 比赛，然后也问问你有没有什么办法可以忽悠一些其他的国人选手来参加这个比赛下一届啊。
我觉得我们什么都不用做，因为这一次参加的话是第一次参加嘛，其实国内有很多星际选手，他们以后肯定会有越来越多的人参加的，这个我觉得是不用怀疑的，肯定是有的，会越来越多的。
Mihu believes we don't really have to do anything to encourage more Chinese players to participate in BSL because this is the first time Chinese players participated, and so BSL would become more popularized in China. There's plenty of other players in China, so they would definitely be interested after this BSL season. So we don't have to do anything. More players would definitely sign up next season.
That's very nice statement. So that's a good encouragement for our sponsors and supporters to help us make BSL13, I believe. So yeah, but thank you very much, and thank you for this amazing interview. I really learned many things, and if you guys will have some time in future, I would be very interested to make a longer interview, because I'm pretty sure that there is plenty of things from the Chinese scene that we are very interested. Like, plenty of people has been sending me messages that they would like to get to know you more, get to know more the Chinese scene, the Chinese culture, about StarCraft and the history. So maybe one day we will be able to sit down and talk for an hour. Of course, if Mr. Small Husky will have time for it, but today it was a huge pleasure, and thank you for extending it for that long time.
Yeah, thank you very much. 这个 Zero 也是说，如果能有更多的中国选手来参加这个下一届 BSL 比赛的话，那也是对这个BSL 的赞助方大家都有一个很大的激励，所以希望也能够有更多的中国选手来。然后呢，西方的这个你说话了吗？
没有，是我家里人，没事。
那个就是如果有机会的话，有时间的话，以后也希望能够对这个国人选手，对你有这个这个
你说
进行一个更长的一个采访，1个小时的采访啊之类的，因为国外的选手也对中国的星际界啊，这个中国的这个星际文化以及中国文化都非常有兴趣，所以有很多这个西方的这个观众也都在找 Zero 想这个跟中国的选手更多的交流，问很多中国选手的问题，所以这个如果你以后有机会的话，想这个再邀请你来采访。
非常感谢，非常感谢，有机会的话会来的，肯定会来的。
He said definitely. If there's any opportunities in the future, so and thank you very much. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much, and good luck next week during your matches in your group. So yeah, thank you very much for the interview, and thank you for that, Mr. Small Husky, for translating that.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. 这个好的，那这次就到这里，也非常感谢你这个参加。期待你的比赛。
行，那就再见了。
好的，再见。Yeah. So, yep.
Okay. We did it. Thank you very much for spending that much time. I hope the Chinese players are not mad that we extended that, but actually I'm not a professional interviewer, and I was just interested in asking questions. I hope it's not bad.
Yeah, no, it was awesome actually. Yeah, I'm pretty embarrassing as well. So yeah, actually my first time.
Oh, so we will make it regular, yeah. Okay? So you will.